Well, hello everybody. Welcome to the Detroit Cast. Mike and Jay Schlobiggy. Hello, Jay.
Hey, everybody.
How are you, my friend?
I'm well, thank you.
Doing all right?
Yeah, man.
Just looking at McCarty's schedule for the week. Looks like we've got NASCAR on Sunday, golf on Monday. Tuesday is loaded with golf, and Wednesday is also golf.
Oh, good. Written
Yeah.
in his own hand.
In his own hand.
That's
yes.
hilarious.
Busy week ahead for Darren.
That's good for him.
On the golf course. Anyway, how was your Father's Day?
Oh, it was good. It was really good.
Yeah.
Was able to sit with my children and enjoy my brood.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't get out to see my dad, but I did shoot a text over.
Yep.
And I got a card in the mail, and plus his birthday's
Wait,
coming up.
You
so
got a card in the mail, or
I got a card in the mail to him.
Gab got a card in the mail to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would remember if you put a card in the mail.
Yeah, I guess it was.
I'm not taking issue with that at all,
That's one of the benefits of having a wife, man.
dude. When
Things are
look,
taken care of.
My family got cards consistently on every fucking. I don't care what the special event was. Beth got them a card every time from us.
Yeah.
You know,
now it's on you.
It's
And
mostly on me, and nobody's gotten a card in a while.
Yeah, well,
you know,
cards
it happens.
suck.
You shouldn't buy them anyway. They're
I know,
wasted
I know.
stupid. So
I know.
I think it's fine.
Yeah, but they're trying to package them in now, like, oh, $1 of this goes to recycling, fucking blah blah
Oh,
blah.
I'll
or-
just not buy one, and that'd be totally recycling.
Yeah, but $1 goes to save the fucking,
Turtles.
turtles of the world.
Give
or
$1 to the turtles.
They don't need cash, dude. When was the last time you saw a turtle? When was
No,
the
I
last
don't
time you
mean
got
that.
stuck in
I mean,
line
just
behind
give
a turtle?
$1 to a fucking thing then, instead of buying a cart.
They need their nests not to be poked. Did you see that story? Michigan woman accused of poking a sea turtle nest, arrested for it.
Why?
That was my question. Why would you ever?
Why
Why would you poke it
with what? A finger? A stick?
stick?
Yeah.
Killing sea turtles?
Is that what she was doing?
Man,
Well, I've heard of greasing
swan eggs.
swan eggs.
But they can be a nuisance.
Absolutely,
A
and that
huge
and
nuisance.
goose shit. I mean,
if you live on a lake and have ever been chased on a jet ski by a swan, you know what I'm talking about.
yeah, I know,
So-
and I know others that live on the lake, and some of them, will just go around smashing those eggs. They'll just look for those, and
Speaking of my dad, yeah, it was a good Father's Day.
yes. Mine was, dude. I've been laid up for days. I have literally not left the couch. I slipped a disc.
Oh no.
Yeah, so I went to the doctor, and so I'm dealing with that. Thank God for fucking ibuprofen. Ibuprofen is very, very underrated.
You think so?
Yeah, as far as a what is it? A
Pain reliever?
No. It's more the
swelling.
yeah,
Yeah.
inflammation reducer. And I'm like fucking sick. I've taken like first ballot Hall of Famer drugs. I'm not wasting my time with something as gay as Motrin or
that's kinda
ibuprofen.
gay,
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
It's usually orange.
Yeah,
right?
600 milligrams. It's too big of a pill. It's almost horse pillish. But I got to tell you, man, that
helped.
dude stepped up to the plate.
Good.
I mean, for real. And I'm taking less than they even say I can. They're like, you can take
When's the last time you did that?
right? Never. And they're like, well, we could give you this. I'm like, no, wasn't a good boy on those. Can't have those. And then they gave me muscle relaxers, and he was like, look, all the research I've been able to do on these, they don't do shit. All they really do, as far as for what you're dealing with, like swelling in the back or muscle shit like that, is it might knock you out. So take them at bedtime and they'll help you fall asleep if you can't sleep. But I was able to fall asleep once I got some Motrin in me. Not the most fitful sleep I've ever had, but not the worst either. And so yeah, God bless.
So did
Ibuprofen.
you wake up to that mess of a chipmunk in your living room, or when did you come upon that?
I actually, that's a little enough. I did not come upon it, but what I did do is, I was in the couch bed room and had to go to the bathroom. A lot of times I have to whiz in the morning.
Yeah,
So
I think that's natural.
Yeah.
Is this confirmed?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
Now,
for
as
sure.
you know, there's two entrances to the couch bedroom.
Normally have a big boner at this time, right?
Yeah,
Is
no,
this-
I don't usually have the big morning wood anymore.
What?
I don't.
Uh-oh.
You guys still? Oh no,
Oh, no, Mike.
I didn't say I can't get wood. I
sounds-
just, my boner's like, wake me up when there's something here to do. All right, I'm not just gonna be like, yes sir, here I am, right, calling in for duty.
We'll blame it on the muscle relaxers this time.
There you go. So as you know, I've got two entrances into said wood room. I've got the one door.
Yep.
And then I've got
familiar.
the French doors.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, I love that. It's nice little step up.
The nice leaded glass doors. I mean, just lovely.
So a lot of times I will exit through the door, leave that open. That way I can see if there's a killer in the driveway or anything like that. I can see all the way through to the
Yep.
driveway, right? And so sometimes I'll make my way across the carpeted area instead of because I was bare feet, and the carpet is nice and cozy.
It is.
And so I start making my way, and out of the corner of my eye, I was like, "Who shit on the floor?
God.
Who? No, that's a blood stain. It looks like.
Yeah. It's a full murder scene.
It's a fucking violent murder
Yeah.
scene, and I did what any grown man would do. I went grabbed a towel, threw it over this whatever this was.
Yeah, this carcass.
You could have got caution tape, honestly, and cones, and
Yeah,
I mean,
I
that
could've
might have
called-
been
Honestly, it would be
like-
interesting to bring in like an FBI investigator, some CSI dude.
Yeah,
to be like,
Dexter.
all right, this is where it started, and this is where the thing flopped, and this is where, not to bust the punchline here, but Pants got a chipmunk.
Yeah.
This is how it flopped, and this is where Pants dragged it.
Yeah.
It's a mess, man.
Well,
I wonder if there's any semen around.
I wonder what would happen if I called the police and had them over. They might arrest Pants. Like, seriously, I don't know if you can
was
cuff a
violent.
cat, but it was violent enough where it's like, this is.
It was unnecessary.
This
we
is-
all have seen cat murders,
Yeah.
and it's that's their instinct. They do these things, but
Yeah.
this was over
Is
the
it
top.
masochistic? Is that the word I'm thinking of?
Yes.
Yeah, it almost looks like he's getting too much fun out of this because we saw the beheaded one. I was willing to chalk that up as a little overzealous.
Yeah. Chomped
Excited
down
in
a
the
little too
moment.
hard. Yeah.
But that one in there looked like almost like he set a scene. And maybe there was
Was
some
telling a
torture.
story? Was he telling a story with that?
He was
scene?
painting a picture for sure. And I don't know what he's angry about right now. I let his food get a little low the other day. Maybe he was sending a message. I don't know.
Be you next, Mike. Better watch out.
But boy, oh boy, he has no problem with murdering things. And he appears to be getting
Disembowelment would you say that's on the table for Pants now?
yeah. Dude,
It
all
was
I
just
saw
a
was
mess of guts, man.
I saw hind legs,
Yeah.
a tail. It looked like a
Splayed.
cute little canter.
Yeah.
It was a little yay. What I don't know was this son of a bitch coaxed into the house, some tricked into coming in here.
Was he an intruder?
Was he brought in? Did Pants snuggle this son of a bitch in, or was he intruder? And if he was intruder, Pants wants to set a scene, take some photos, display him outside to the woodland creatures. Like, don't even.
That's a message. For
Sure. Message sent, everybody. But I couldn't deal with it, so I blocked it out quickly. And then, shortly before we started today, I said, Jay, I need a little help.
Get the Alfonso.
We got the Alfonso, which I was glad to see you give a second chance to, because the Alfonso let you down the first time.
It did. The Alfonso is a.
It's a specific type of
it's
shovel.
not a spade shuttle. It's a flat-headed shovel.
Ish, I don't think you're supposed to. Well, whatever. Yeah.
But it's hard to chuck with. It doesn't
Yeah.
it doesn't allow that kind of there's no sort of what you want is the lacrosse stick kind of basket, and
Yeah.
there's nothing like that. It's just flat. So when I
Yeah,
flung
and it's heavy.
Yeah, it is. There's some
know?
weight to it. So when I flung the first chipmunk last week, the headless one you referred to,
Right.
it kind of whiffed, and the monk went straight up in the air and dropped about 10 feet in front of me
And into the pool, I believe.
into the pool.
the
You're
covered pool, so it didn't submerge to the bottom of said pool.
able to fish them out and do it again.
Yes. And what are you going for? You're really going for that medieval times
Catapult.
catapult.
Yeah, it's
Style.
the same action. Lacrosse stick, whatever.
And there was a discussion. Are we looking for distance? Are we looking for height? And I think we all agreed it was a combination of both.
Well, you guys put quite the pressure on me because you were like, "Well, you got to hit this, and it's got to be going
Well,
at this speed." It was a lot.
You were
lot
looking
of
for a
parameters.
target. You were asking for a target. I mean, you were begging to be challenged. So I put that on all of us.
But that was the last batch of monks. This one, man, I got on the Alfonso, and it was like you say. I mean, you could see his back, his hind feet,
There's a cute little
and
can.
his little
on it.
can, and his tail was there. But the rest of it was just
It was a mess. I wasn't-
maroon brown mush.
Yeah, but it appeared to be still holding it somewhat together. I
guess.
appreciate you asking if I wanted the towel back. It was a little hand towel. I of course said no. Was not looking for that to come back, so that ended up in the woods somewhere. But what appeared to go out as one chipmunk when it left the house.
Well, it left the Alfonso as about 6 pieces into
Yeah.
the back 40.
I mean, have you ever? That was like buckshot, dude. When you flung it off the shovel, it looked like buckshot
It's separated.
a lot and in big chunks.
That guy had a mother, and that's where he ended up. I mean, that's for that
I know. You see him crawling around. There was one dude by the window, and I was
six
laying in.
pieces in the backyard with a little towel.
Yeah.
He's biodegradable.
Yeah, that's true. It's healthy for sure.
What
I mean,
happens to
green.
him? Does he just melt, or do other things come up and nibble?
Yeah, that.
Little bit of A and B, right?
Yeah, a little bit of everything.
Yeah. Well, I found a frog the other day in the pool, and they're known to come around and take a dipsy-do.
They have
And
trouble getting out of pools. I
they
understand.
do, and I felt terrible because Troy went, "Yo, man, there's a dead motherfucker in the pool," and I was like, "Aha, no, don't let him fool you." Okay, they rest, conserve energy. They
You know
play
this
dead.
game.
I know this game because it's like I got to scoop a dead one out, and they're like, "Fuck you, get away from me!" And then they'll dive deep.
Really?
And so,
Okay.
yeah, they're tricky sons of bitches, those frogs. And so I went and I was like, "I bet he's still alive." T's like, "Nah, man, the motherfucker's just floating and shit." I was like, "Yeah, I've seen him do this. I'm pretty sure he's still alive." Troy's like, I forget all about it. Plumb forget. Couple hours goes by. I go outside. There he is. I'm like, "Oh, man. Hope he's still just, treading water out here or
Yeah.
whatever." So I get my
Skimmer.
spatula skimmer, and I go to scoop him up, and he's got a heartbeat still. He's hanging in there. And I was
right.
like, okay, a lot of times they'll try to jump off. They don't want to be captured, but I was like, just here to help, pal. So I scooped him, and I took him over by the bush. I set it down. I'm like, there you go. Go ahead, hop off.
Well, I hope he learned his lesson.
Well, he didn't hop off, though. He looked like one of his arms was a little limp, perhaps. And so I was
I
like,
think that last 2 hours mattered.
yeah, I think it mattered a lot. I think that was a crucial 2 hours, and I really honestly feel bad about it. And so I got to the point where I was just like, all right, I'm going to have to do the tipsy and kinda get you off there, pal. And he just laid there, and then he was just like,
Where were you 2 hours ago? I saw you 2 hours ago looking at me, you son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Like,
and
Well, that one's on you.
and then like 12 hours later, I was like, well, we'll see how he's doing. And he was resting.
Same spot, huh?
Peacefully, yeah. And then the next day he was
Resting
gone.
in peace.
So no, he was just taking a nap. He had a long swim, and so when I went out there the next day, he's gone.
Yeah,
So I'm assuming
bird of prey.
he just hopped into the thing.
Sure,
Was like,
I'm
"High
sure.
five, pal! Thanks for hooking me up," and then he was gone.
I'm sure he's going to live a fruitful life.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Dude, it's like I don't know what to do though because it's like.
Well, you save what you can, right? I take no joy in the fact that there's a dead, splayed out chipmunk in your living room, but it is what it is.
No joy.
Now you got to get rid of it. So why not chuck it into the back 40?
Gotta make the best of a bad situation.
Yeah, with some
Yeah.
gusto, right?
Well, putty.
I mean, Hunter S. Thompson, blown out of a cannon by Jonathan Depp, right?
Right.
So we gotta assume these guys want to go in style, right?
Well, okay. Yes. Does it need to be disposed of? Absolutely. You remember Izzy found a monk. Not a monk. It was what are those?
Oh, the woodchuck.
The woodchuck. Yeah, and it had all the babies. And we're out there laying at the pool, going in the pool and stuff. And Izzy's doing her thing. And Izzy's like, "Holy shit! Look at this!" Jump down and pops back up like, "Look what I got for you guys." And it's got a monk in the mouth. And Beth flips her shit like, "No, fuck!" And you can see the things like, kind of still going.
Sure.
And then, finally it was like, drop it, and Izzy finally drops it and the thing falls to the ground. And, there was a death rattle, a wheeze, and a cough. And then, you could literally see its soul float off away from it.
No, you
And it was like, if you would have been here, Alfonso would have been gotten, and it would have been like, can I hit a house from here? Instead,
Well, it's got some weight to it,
yeah, right. But
Instead,
so,
you buried it.
So that time, without the Alfonso, without Jay's involvement taking aim at something, Beth had tears, a box, a shovel was gotten,
Oh my
and a
gosh.
burial ceremony was had.
yeah.
So when you talk about, hey, I take no joy in having to do this, no joy,
Well, I
because
mean,
Beth took no joy in that,
yeah. Well,
right?
I mean, it is what it is, right?
Right.
It's a dead chipmunk splayed in your living room.
And
You
I'm
gotta get rid of
grateful
it.
for your services.
Yeah, you got
I
to get
am.
rid of it. So, I'm
Yeah.
a practical guy. Not going to waste a lot of time. You got a back 40, a lovely back 40.
Oh yeah, it's wooded.
Yeah.
I mean it's filled with woodland creatures. Circle of life. That's food
now it's
for
got
someone
six
else.
more.
6 and 1. That's right. That's right.
Hey, speaking of food, Hamlin Pub, as you know, recently rolled out a new menu. Try their new culinary creations, which include Southwest Cobb salad, candied Brussels sprouts, the Korean steak tacos, delicious, chicken share, or the big brisket sandwich. Or you could start your day with an award-winning backyard Mary Bloody Mary.
Sounds good. I could go for one of those right now. Before we move past Father's Day, were you award winning this year?
No, man.
What?
No, I got nothing. I got shoes. I got like old man shoes. Yeah, like slip-on shoes.
What's going on? I mean,
Yeah, I got nothing. Like no best dad ever. Nothing. I
best
got
dad
nothing.
in world's
I wasn't
greatest?
even in the running. I don't believe.
Really? Dude,
Not that I'm aware.
Jesus, correct me if I'm wrong. Year after year, we got world's greatest.
was
I believe.
perennial.
That's what happens when the kids grow up, though. They don't really I mean, those are
Yeah,
all
but
little
to go
kid things
from-
they do. Those are all kid things you do when you're fucking
World's
kid-
greatest,
Jesus,
world's
are
best.
you suggesting that I wasn't actually on the circuit for a while? then?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just.
I mean,
saying.
dude, we got award after award, year after year.
It was amazing. Mug after mug after
Yeah.
little trophy. I mean, I had
World's
it all.
greatest. You were world's best, I believe,
Yeah.
one year. Number one.
Number
last
one.
time it was
Number
just he
one.
rocked.
Number one,
though.
Dad. Yeah,
Dad,
I
Ro-
mean-
yes.
yeah. You got that Dad Rocks one, which was
That
like
was a sign of things. The
Dude,
wall
is
was
that when you-
crumbling.
I was on the
The
decline.
dynasty was
I'm
getting
on the other side of my career.
Yeah, I mean, dude, you're
The
gonna.
knees were getting
I
out.
see a resurgence in the grandpa years. I really
Yeah,
do.
yeah, we'll
you know, I mean, hopefully, if you keep things going.
I mean, look at Verlander right
Positive
now. So you
signs.
never know, dude. Anything can happen.
But shit, dude, to go from world's greatest
I know.
and number
Nothing.
one to Dad Rocks. Ugh.
And then to old man shoes.
Nothing. I mean, what did we get to do? What did you get? Did you get a bag of nuts this year?
No, I got I got some old man shoes and then a couple little things.
What,
And then-
what are old man shoes?
well, I look, man. I've got these garage shoes that I always wear that they're just bumming around shoes, and
Sure.
I just slip on real quick.
Love
And
'em.
They're kind of my go-to.
Love 'em.
And those have worn out bigly.
Really?
And so they got me some new ones of those. Really comfortable.
They got you really new old shoes to be kicked around and
yeah,
ruined. Okay.
essentially, yeah.
All right, fair enough. It's no mug, but all right, whatever.
What'd you get your pops?
I haven't even seen him, dude. That my plan was to see him last night. I finally had to text him and go, look, dude, I can't drive. I can't come over. And he was like, look, man, just feel better. Don't worry about it. So I traditionally, angel food cake or devil's food cake.
Yeah.
You know, I'm known to make I make a killer angel food cake.
I've heard that.
Yeah, it requires water.
That's what I understand.
Yeah, there's no
A
eggs
box.
involved, so it's not like I got to make a separate trip. As long as the water supply is on in the house and the oven works, I can make my dad's, and he fucking loves it. It's
good.
It's the perfect gift, dude.
Easy.
Yeah.
And Isis, what tickets did you get your dad?
Well, I didn't get.
or you, or
Well,
whatever.
I mean,
However that works.
I don't know. I didn't actually. Well, I kind of. My sister gave my dad, Bob Seger tickets. Although it was like I told my sister, I was telling Jay about this. Like I got lucky on this shit, man. Like Bob Seger's having these stack of final shows
Sure.
at
Pine Knob.
Pine Knob, and I looked like last week, and I was like, hey, fuck, man. There's only $40 for lawn seats.
Really?
And I looked at
What is he doing? 9 shows or 10 shows?
I don't know, 6 or 7, I think.
Okay.
I don't know, something like that. But I looked, and I happened to look on this next coming Friday, the 21st, and I was like, they were $17 fucking for lawn seats. So I was like,
Really?
fuck
Crazy.
it, why not, dude?
Yeah.
But I already got my dad something, so I let my sister give him that. And now they're up to like 70 on StubHub. So like it must have just been this weird thing where people maybe forgot those shows were happening.
Yeah.
Are they all in a row? I'm trying to remember.
No.
So they're like weekend to weekend?
Yeah, he said some on a Wednesday.
Because
like-
I know he was here just the other day, right? Those started, I believe.
Yeah, no, it was
Yeah.
like last Thursday and then
Okay.
a Saturday maybe. And
So when are you going?
we're going this Friday, which is hypothetically the last show he'll ever do in Detroit if he sticks to what he says.
Yeah, retirement.
So,
That's great, Isis. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what'd you end up getting your dad?
well, what I got him was my sister for Christmas this year got him like this kayaking thing up by the Pictured Rocks, this like kind of gift card. Yeah, this gift card for this Pictured Rocks thing.
Pictured.
And so I was gonna go with him, and then I bought the hotel reservation in Muncie, Michigan for Friday and Saturday night. So
Okay.
we're gonna go up to Muncie and go
Piggyback
kayaking.
gift. I like it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
Good work, Isis. That's
Yeah,
good.
Very
That'll
well
be
done.
fun.
Very well done.
Hey, everybody, insurance, we all need it. Most of us don't know what kind of coverage we have or who provides it. Let fellow TDC listener Brent Wasik from Wasik Insurance Services change all that. Brent has over 30 years in the business. He offers all types of insurance coverage: auto, home, health, life, business, commercial, and more. Call Brent Wasik at 734-455-1900.
This weekend, I watched quite a bit of TV. I was kind of in and out of sleep the whole time, and so I watched half of this, half of that. Started to watch because I heard really good things about Chernobyl,
Yeah.
the HBO series.
Yeah.
Really fascinating, man. fucking crazy. I can't believe that was in our lifetime. It seems like that would have been like when the black and white world existed, back in those days. But man, crazy shit. I would recommend that. I started to watch too. I saw on Twitter how this new teen drama or something has taken over. I believe it's HBO as well. So what it's really like to be a kid nowadays.
What's that called?
I knew you were going to ask
Is
me
it
that.
reality show based?
No. Obsession or it's like it's the new thing that's dropped, and kids are like talking to their parents like, "Yup, that's what it's like," and they're all fucked up, and some kids are trans and hooking up with dudes that are way older, and lots of drugs, and people are freaking out about it. So I started to watch that. I think they've only dropped one episode of that. Guarantee there's going to be some problems with this. It's kind of like that 13 Reasons. Remember that one?
A lot of people, raise a stink about that.
Did you watch any of that?
No,
or?
I never saw that.
Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, it's a interesting storyline.
Arguably promoted suicide.
Sure, and there was definitely an uptick in suicides after that. It kind of glorified it in a way. It let someone who was struggling with her issues take that way out and then win in the end by making recordings of what really happened, like making these 13 tapes, blah, blah, blah. So it kind of had a hero element to it.
Right.
But, a lot...
Euphoria?
What is it?
Is it Euphoria?
Yeah, is that it?
I've never heard of it, but I don't have HBO anymore, so
No.
it's hard to explain.
Give me my HBO Go
Maybe I'd watch
password. Yeah, I think that's the name of it.
it. It looks like it to me.
It's got some
Offers- it says-
singer, Zendaya or
Offers
whatever.
a gritty, dark take on teen drama. That's got to be it, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Just came out. But it was like a throwback to the past, too. We celebrated, I don't know what you guys did this past couple days, the 25-year anniversary of the O.J. Simpson murders of Nicole Brown and Ron
he
Goldman.
celebrated by jumping on Twitter.
Dude.
This dude.
It's
incredible, dude.
Unreal. I mean, I followed him immediately. Like, dude, he cannot help. Like, everything that comes out of his mouth, you're like, man, was that a veiled way to say you're going to kill some motherfuckers again?
Yeah.
Like, it's just weird. Wouldn't you just be like, whew, finally, I'm out. I'm an old man now. I've
For
got
some
this
reason,
money
no one
coming
cares.
in.
Pension is protected from the judgment that the Goldman's
Dude,
got.
what does he get?
Goldman's
25 grand a month or something that's untouchable?
sick. Yeah, just go. Just get out of here.
Done.
Yeah.
But
But instead, here I am on Twitter, everybody. And he's like, I got a lot of getting back.
yeah,
to
I got
do,
some
or-
things to some scores to settle. It's like, what are you talking about, dude? You murdered 2 people and you're out. But it's
The funny thing is, he knows he did that, dude.
too.
You know what I mean?
oh,
Like
yeah.
he knows he did it. It's not like
just
this
read the
weird-
book if I
right,
did it.
Right.
Read the book if I did it. That the Goldmans released when they got a hold of that copy that he was releasing. How the murders would have happened if I did it.
Well, we read a lot of that, if you
Oh yeah.
remember.
Do you remember when they put it out and they put "if" really tiny, so
Yeah.
it just said
I
O.J.
did
Simpson.
it.
I did it.
But
And
it's
it was-
like it's not a game, you know. It's not this weird thing of like pop culture where it's like kind of a joke. Yeah, he got away with it. But it's like that's fine. But he knows he did it. He knows
Yeah.
he murdered 2 people, and it's just like, oh well, moving on.
Yeah,
It's just
and
crazy,
he's just
man.
so clueless. Like even we saw it in the movies they did because there were a lot of movies that came out about that story last year, I guess. And he had no idea. He thought like once it was like, yeah, I was acquitted, basically found not guilty, and then it was like he got home and threw a giant party, and everyone's just like. It's just kind of a bummer of a party.
Right.
People and he's like, "What's wrong, man? This is like he just didn't."
Your wife
get.
is dead. Your ex-wife is dead. How about that? For one,
And
aren't you looking for that killer? He should be using Twitter to find the killer, the
There you
real
go,
killer.
A new tool.
But dude, it's like, OJ, did anyone explain to you Twitter at all? Because Jesus Christ himself could open a Twitter account and people would be dicks.
Oh, yeah.
They just would be dicks. Can you imagine being OJ? Like, what is the point? It's like Trump. When I see Trump tweet, it's like, I don't even care what he said. I just want to read the responses because people are just like pounding him.
Yeah. Well, it's like Bill Cosby's tweet on Father's Day too. Like, what are you thinking, man?
It was like April Fool's Day, but Christmas at the same time. It was like, oh, OJ started a fucking social media Twitter account.
I know.
Awesome.
I know.
Bill Cosby decides to pop off from prison. He's accused by close to 100 women of rape, absolute fucking drugging and raping, to tell us to be good fathers.
How do you not just go into the background?
I think he should be ashamed of himself. I think he should go into the background.
Seriously, man.
And then Rachel Dolezal comes out during Pride Month to go, by the way,
I'm back.
I'm bi. It's like,
Oh my god, I know.
okay, you kissed a chick when you were 18.
Yeah, whatever.
Great,
That
dude.
is all she says. You're right. Like all she says is that I kissed my first girl at 18.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just
She's
because
into vibes,
I
man.
was married, have kids, doesn't mean. T-Roy sent me the thing. It just said, like,
She's into vibes,
said, like,
man. She's not into.
biracial, bisexual, bipolar. And I just said, just bi, B-Y-E. Fuck off, man.
Yeah, seriously.
You know, and she did not make that stick either, the whole race thing. That didn't work for her.
It's not.
Didn't work for her. I don't know what her book sales total was.
that's
Remember,
right.
wasn't
She
it?
wrote a book. My
Oh, it
God.
did terrible.
Didn't it, when we looked at it, it was like end counting, like 100 copies sold or something. It was like, oh. So yeah, the Juice picks the same week, in fact, the same day, the 25th anniversary to the day of the murders of Ron Goldman and Nicole Brown.
To jump on Twitter.
Yeah, hey everybody, I'm just figuring this Twitter thing out. You know, blah blah blah. I'm coming to hey Twitter world. This is yours truly, and I'm coming soon to Twitter. Dude, I think he is championed in Vegas. It looks like he catches no shit in Vegas. He goes out, he's a superstar. People are taking pictures. He's taking more selfies, signing more autographs than anything.
It's just a novelty. Like you're out in Vegas having a good time. Holy shit, there's OJ. Woo! You know, selfie.
Wouldn't you though? I mean, if it's like, holy shit, there's OJ Simpson. No one's gonna believe this. I gotta get
Right.
a picture with him.
Right.
And you know, Juice loves the attention. You spit out, yo, Juice, can I get a selfie? He's like,
Absolutely.
big laugh. Come over and party with. Do you have the video? His very first video. And I was just like, I just want to see what the people are saying. That's really, how's he gonna be received? All right.
Hey, Twitter world, this is yours truly. Now, coming soon to Twitter, you'll get to read all my thoughts and opinions on just about everything. Now, there's a lot of fake OJ accounts out there, so this one, at the real OJ32, is the only official one. So this should be a lot of fun. I got a little getting even to do. So God bless. Take care.
This should be.
Getting even.
Got a little getting even to do. It's just
Read the
real-
room, man.
I mean, dude, the responses, you know, I mean, as hack as you can get, but just hilarious. It's like in no time, he'd racked up 500,000 followers, 20,000 comments, and every single one of them is, this is killer, man.
This looks like video doesn't have as many views as others, so I don't.
I'm sure you'll kill it on Twitter. I've got a little getting even to do. People are like, okay. Huh. OJ Simpson, I can just check this off my list. Things to qualify our society as being a current fully realized dystopia. And check. Yeah, but they're all making jokes about, you know, oh man, you're gonna murder on fucking Twitter. Oh, this account's gonna slaughter on Twitter. Does he read those? Is he just able to blow through those and find the one idiot that's
Yeah, I
like,
don't understand it. I don't understand why he would be motivated to do this. This is
didn't
so
he
dumb.
didn't he just announce that, hey, as far as my family's concerned, that date doesn't exist anymore? Remember, he was talking to the Associated Press. We don't need to go back and relive the worst days of our lives. The subject of the moment is the subject I will never revisit again. My family and I have moved on to what we call the no negative zone. Remember that comment, the no negative zone? We focus on the positives. So so people that ask him like, hey, how about that double murder thing? What's up with that? Nah. It's a no negative zone.
focus on the positive.
And then Saturday night, he released his second tweet. Did you see his second tweet?
Yeah.
You know, on Father's Day and shit. Where he brings up Khloe Kardashian.
Yeah. He denies fathering Chloe.
What do you think? You've long thought.
Yeah, I mean, I bought into that rumor / conspiracy, whatever. Yeah, she looks like she could be his kid to me.
Yeah. Especially when she was bigger. She's hot now. She's turning into like the hottest Kardashian.
Oh, I haven't seen her in a while. I don't know.
Dude, has E. Back me up on that.
Which one?
Khloe, the one that was married to Lamar Odom. The bigger one, the one that looks like the Juice. Looks like she could break a tackle, right?
I'd go younger and go Kylie, but
Well, yeah. I mean, obviously, younger is always better. But
Yeah, so the rumor is
like
he hooked up with Kris Kardashian back in the day and fathered Chloe.
right.
And of course, the Kardashians' first hit are Zeitgeist because what was the dad's name? It was
Robert Kardashian.
Okay, Robert Kardashian was one of his lawyers who
He was
by
like
the
his
way,
best friend.
Yeah, and probably hid some evidence for him, is what a lot of legal
Maybe.
experts on that case think. But
Yeah.
watch the verdict. When the verdict is read, Kardashian is just his face is just white.
They said he
like,
wasn't happy.
holy shit.
That he thought for sure. I mean, obviously he did it.
Yeah.
You know, OJ killed these people, and he was. You know, it was apparent. The rumor is it was Norman Pardo, who's claimed for years that he was an manager of OJ's, and claims that OJ in this, like, yeah, these people know him and stuff. Maybe they did a deal for me, but I manage my own stuff. You know, and so Norman wouldn't know shit, right? Well, Norman claims it was a hot tub back in the day, and it was like Robert Kardashian, Kim, or not Kim, but the mom, Kris Kardashian, Kris Jenner, whatever, and Nicole and OJ, and then at some point, for some reason, Robert Kardashian and Nicole get out of the hot tub and go inside and leave Juice and Kris in there, and he takes that opportunity to just get in there and go deep diving, deep dicking on this thing.
Now, why are they
Flat
led to
piece of
believe
ass.
that's the only time, the only opportunity he would have had with Kardashian? They lived in
Right.
the same, they lived in the same vicinity. They ran in the same circles. Why,
Well,
I don't understand. Like, here was his chance.
yeah, it was
Give
the
me a
only
break.
one.
I mean,
I don't know, but they've claimed forever that they didn't.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and he's like, nah, that's just rumors and stuff. I got anybody say that, and it's like, you also said you were 100% not guilty
Right.
of killing your fucking wife, and we know, but yeah, apparently he put a fucking deep dick in so bad she needed to go to the hospital later that night. It's like, well, that's why you don't fucking hot tubs, idiot. Hot tubs, it's not what you think. But Juice, apparently she was like, oh, Jay, can you take me to the hospital? He's like, bitch, I'm sleeping and shit. Go get Robert up and tell him.
wait, are you being serious?
Yeah.
That's the rumor?
Yes,
He deep
dude.
dicked her so bad she had to go to the hospital?
That's the way Norman tells it, Norman Pardo. Simpson said that they had to take her to the hospital at 2 or 3 in the morning after he had sex with Kris. Kris came to OJ's room and said, can you take me to the hospital? He said, no, have Rob do it. Their one-night stand led to marital consequences for both couples. Kris and Robert ended their marriage in March of 91. And then it was the next February.
Imagine walking your wife into the hospital like, yeah, O.J. Simpson banged my wife
Deep
so
dicked her.
hard that I think she's injured in some way.
Yeah, like the whole vaginal
Having
area is
trouble
ruined.
walking.
Yeah, Juice is just, they call me Juice, the Juice in the background. But yeah, and they say, from what I understand, from what OJ told me, everything was great up until the little fling they had. That little fling threw things off. Remember that time I banged your wife and shit? Kind of threw things off. Simpson, when he was jailed for the robbery, right? Jeffrey Felix was one of the guards, and I think he wrote a book, My Time with Juice or something. And he gave an interview to the New York Post and said that he told him, I would never do that to my friend Bob. I would never tap Kris. Totally see OJ saying, tap Kris. I'd never tap Kris.
But at the same time, Marcus Allen, his buddy, was boning Nicole
Driftwood?
Simpson, right? Driftwood.
That was his nickname.
Oh, because
She called him Driftwood because his
enormous
dick
dick.
was so big. His dick size of driftwood. The cast of characters.
I know. Steve Garvey and his wife were in it. The cast of characters. What was it? Faye Resnick? Remember her?
Yes.
That's who
yes.
he blamed. That's who he says.
Doing drugs with Faye Resnick
Yeah.
all night.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you get to the bottom of the Faye Resnick issue, and there you're going to find the killer.
Oh,
That's right.
Yeah, we will
Coke
probably.
dealers from Ecuador or some shit, right?
She was giving blowjobs while the kids was in the house. Remember, he's all pissed off because he's peeping in the windows, sees Nicole sucking some dude's dick.
Yeah. While the kids was in
While
the
the
house.
kids is in the house, he's just concerned about his kids. That's all he's concerned about, which is ironic.
Because he murdered his wife, the mother of those kids, out front while the kids was in the house.
And Ron Goldman. Well, dude, the cops were there taping the scene. That was a fucking circus. Those kids were still upstairs sleeping.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, God, the cops will deal with that.
They slept through the plaintive wail.
Yep, they sure did. And then all the defensive wounds on Ron.
God, that
Poor
case was
Ron.
crazy to live through.
Oh,
Jesus,
dude.
you don't remember it like we do.
Not
dude.
yeah, not really.
My
I remember
God,
very
dude.
small.
Circus, man.
Yeah, it was an absolute circus.
Just dominated the
mean-
news every night for a year.
It's up there. What came first, the chicken or the egg, or the OJ or the Monica? Which story was it? Because both of those things exploded.
Yeah, Monica was after OJ.
Was
Yeah.
OJ the first, because that was the
OJ was like in 94, 95, wasn't it? 90.
it was when I was an intern with Drew and Mike.
Yeah,
Like
94 through
95.
96.
It was insane. Yes. So it started. The killings were in '94, summer of '94, because the NBA playoffs
Yeah.
were going on. I remember that split screen at the bar watching the chase.
Yep.
And then it was just like they couldn't get, and it was in LA, and so the media, even the courts, Ito was letting everything go. I mean, it was a circus.
Ito loved it.
Oh, he sure did. He still won't talk about it though. But yeah, 25 years since that, and
So is this the second video? Can we see this?
yeah, you can see
His
this.
his denial of
He doesn't-
tapping Chris.
I don't want you
Yeah.
want to watch because I think he doesn't get to the denial till like halfway.
All right, you
halfway
can go
through.
halfway in.
Okay.
Well, whatever. I mean, if you want to see it, it's OJ talking. That's
I
always
saw
funny.
most
I was
of
gonna
this,
say, I mean, it's kind of funny anyway, but I'm just saying, I
Lots
think he
of
doesn't.
people say all kinds of
Oh,
stuff.
yeah, I'm sorry. You want me to say it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yours truly.
Yours
You know,
truly.
this is my first
Yours
venture into the social media world, and it's amazing. You know, especially how quickly they can put up counterfeit sites. Anyway, we'll deal with that. My life has always been involved in the sports world, and I suspect as the week goes on, that's pretty much what we'll be talking about. But once in a while, I'm going to go off topic and talk about something else, and this is one of those times. You know, Bob Kardashian, he's like a brother to me. He's a great guy. He met and married Chris, and they really had a terrific time together when they were together. Unfortunately, that ended. But never, and I want
Why?
to stress, never in any way, shape, or form had I ever had any interest in Chris, romantically, sexually, and I never got any indication that she had any interest in me. So all of these stories are just bogus, and bad, you know, tasteless. Chloe, like all the girls, I'm very proud of, just like I know Bob would be if he was here. But the simple facts of the matter is she's not mine. Now,
So
one of the
self-absorbed.
I
people
know,
who's
dude.
spreading this rumor is a guy that the media loves to say is my manager. I had one manager in my whole life, Chuck Barnes, when I came out of
this
USC
is where
for
I
3
ducked
years.
out of it.
Unfortunately, he died about 45 years ago. But even before he died, I opened my own office with the help of Skip Taft, my lawyer, my
Now we're getting in the
two
weeds.
assistants.
Yeah, he's
Marilyn
getting in the
O'Brien,
weeds a
late
little bit.
Marilyn
Do you
O'Brien,
buy for
and
1
Kathy
second he's had
Randa.
no management for 40 fucking
And I've
years?
always managed my own affairs, and I like to think
You
very
can't
successfully.
spell, OJ.
So when you see these guys like Norm and these guys claim that they're my manager, it's just not true. I may have done a deal here or there with them, but none of these guys have ever was anything remotely like a manager.
What does that have to do
Can't
with?
believe a
In
word
any
they
event,
say. They're lying
that's it
about
for
that.
today. Happy Father's Day. Take care.
God, man, so out of touch.
That's it for today. And then
He loves doing this weird. It's ego, right? It's self-absorption. The whole, you know, he's got to identify that Bob Robert was a great guy, had a great relationship. OJ approved, and the kids, Chloe, I'm very proud of her, as I'm all the kids. Bob would be, you know, OJ approved.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, you're right.
Like he's got this weird way of setting the table where he's always
Yeah,
just the good guy.
Totally
you know?
self-centered.
It's just weird. And then, you know, I thought when OJ said the other day about, you know, hey, it's a no whatever zone. It's a, you know,
No negative.
no negative zone. It's like, well, okay. Then you jump on Twitter. Ron Goldman's family. You know, you got Fred, the mustache
Does he
himself.
still have it? The
Yeah,
handlebar?
it's been reduced. I mean, he's been shamed. I don't even know if the mustache can get as elaborate as it once was.
Kind of ironic because nowadays, you know, the hipster handlebar mustache, you know, he'd fit right
Well, I mean that the proud, like, of course this murderer is going down, powerful mustache,
Yeah.
took a beating that day, you know, in court, and you know that mustache from that moment on right there was never the same mustache.
in. Poor man.
I know.
Poor man.
What do you do? I know, because you feel bad for him, but don't you at some point go, all right, man, we got to find a way to move past this.
Oh, totally.
Like,
Yeah.
dude,
No, he
we cannot.
he and his daughter, it's like, you know, I just wish you could just stop talking about this and
Yeah.
we never hear from you again. That'd be great news.
Yeah. And Kim's got her own family now. She's got a 15-year-old son, I think, and she's a therapist of some sort, works with, you know, troubled kids of
And
lost
it's like,
parents.
if
or
you're
some
them,
shit.
what more can you say? You know,
I mean, yeah.
what more can you do or say? You have this big judgment against him.
Yeah.
It's clear to everyone what actually happened. Just
Yeah.
have some peace, some inner peace, and move on.
Well, she's addressed
for me
that.
to say.
Yeah, it is. But you can only imagine. You're just a family doing well. You know, growing up in Southern
Your
California.
son has been on Studs.
Was he on?
He was on
Yeah.
Studs.
And by all accounts, it looks like one of those like father-son relationships where the dad is like best friends with his kid.
Right.
You know, in videos together, rocking out at weddings and lip syncing together, like one of those families. You know, where you're not going to find video of me and my dad doing that ever on planet Earth. You will not find that video of you and your dad.
No.
No. But you will of Fred and his kid Ron, and for them to be launched into a circus unlike any other out of nowhere. Like that's got to be. And then, you know, they blame us, you know, a lot of it's like every fucking time this asshole's name is mentioned,
For consuming it, yeah.
yeah, we can't get enough of that story, and you probably never will until OJ goes, fine, I fucking did it. Yeah, double jeopardy, motherfuckers. Ha ha, the juice. You know, until he does that, you know, I think if he just did that, he could one thing on Twitter. All right, motherfucker, you got me. I killed them assholes and shit. I'd do it again.
I don't know, man. I mean,
I don't
earlier
think
in
it
the
would.
story, you said like if we were in Vegas, we'd run up and get a selfie with him. You know, it's just he's so
Yeah.
infamous. It's just such a crazy story. He's such a weird personality.
But it's like if Hitler was just like running around Vegas, like giving selfies. You know what I mean? Like everybody knows he shouldn't be in Vegas doing selfies.
yeah,
Hitler's probably a bad
probably not
Probably
the greatest.
bit much, but you know, whatever. But yeah, Ron Goldman's sister though.
Kim.
Wait, was it Ron's sister Kim? Yeah, not Fred's daughter, Kim, who we've seen. She's the famous sobbing in the moment when the verdict is read. She's got a podcast, and it's like, Kim, you can't act like if we never heard about this again, we could all move on. But you guys keep bringing it up.
Well, America's Most Wanted though was started by what's his name, Walsh, right? Because
Yeah.
his son was murdered.
Well, his son's
Adam
head
Walsh.
wasn't found or was found.
His head was found.
His head only was found.
Yeah, in like a drainage ditch in Kansas City or some shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so he started a great thing, right? America's Most Wanted has caught how many criminals, Jesus?
Tons of
Hundreds,
them.
thousands.
It's not
Thousands.
up there with the milk carton community, is it?
Well, it's right, you know, it was a dynamic way to catch criminals and entertaining
yeah.
at the same time.
It was, dude. The criminals are like, motherfucker, what asshole cut off his kid's head?
Yeah.
Now we all got to put up with this shit.
So maybe Kim, what's her podcast about? Is she bringing others to
Confronting-
justice?
Confronting O.J. Simpson.
Oh boy, so it's just that case.
Yeah.
Just that case over and over, every
Well,
episode.
I don't know. I think they've dropped 2 episodes, maybe 3. I haven't listened to them yet. I'm kind of interested. Remember the lead detective in the Juice case was Tom Lang.
Tom Lang, yeah, okay, I can picture
Tom-
him.
Yeah. So Tom was the one that sent Furman, you know, go to the house. Turns out her
Mark
ex-husband.
Furman, yeah. Then the
Yeah.
tapes come out. Oh my gosh, what a circus!
Dude, it was never ending. And Furman's a real piece of shit. I
Yeah.
still don't think he did anything in that case. I don't think he planted shit. Like, he wouldn't have even had time.
Hmm.
You know, they found a glove at the scene, and then they sent him over there. He finds the bloody glove.
Kato Kalin.
3 distinct pound. Dude, I could watch all of it all
I
over,
know.
like, starting right
Like
now.
that whole summer of court TV. You could just watch it again, couldn't you?
Marsha Clark's hair. I guarantee there's so many details we missed the first time that
Oh
series
yeah,
aired.
yeah. Knowing what we know now, it'd be so much fun to watch. Barry
Shaq?
Shaq, yes.
Yes.
Barry Shaq was the blood evidence guy.
Was he the DNA dude?
Yeah,
Yeah.
He was the guy who just took 4 weeks.
And F. Lee Bailey's the
F.
one that
Lee
found the
Bailey.
tapes, the Furman
Yes.
tapes,
Yeah,
discovered
yeah.
those, and then came in like a pimp.
Johnny Cochran was a total pimp that whole time.
Dude. Wearing
Bob
the knit cap,
Shapiro. Yeah.
glove, darting with his
Who am I?
gaff.
I'm Johnny Cochran with
Who
a knit
am
cap.
I? Who am I? I'm still Johnny Cochran with a knit cap. If it don't fit, you must have quit.
Shit.
These fucking
Classic.
Trumpian rhymes.
Yeah, yeah.
Darden in that fucking Perry Mason moment. Don't have him trying the glove. It's like, no. I mean, from my living room going, no, it's blood soaked. It'll never fit. As if Juice is trying to get his hand in there. It's like,
Splaying out his fingers as big as they can be. Like, it doesn't fit. I don't know what to do.
don't look on his face like, I'm trying, Judge, I'm trying. Like, what pussy hand was in here? Fuck, the murderer was a little pussy.
Man.
Your son lost a fight big time to a pussy. I can't even get my hand in here. And then all of it. So she actually says, I guess in episode 1 of her podcast, there was a time nobody was around. Nobody would have ever known that I fucking saw O.J. Simpson on the streets, and I was in my car. I could have run that motherfucker over and killed him.
Wouldn't that be an epic ending to
Can
that
you
whole thing?
imagine if that's how the saga ended?
Kim Goldman has been arrested for vehicular homicide.
There's her fucking mugshot up there with tears. You know, OJ's, we just see a sheet over a body in some fucking boulevard in Los Angeles.
God, skid mark leading up to the body.
And she would have been as good as him at covering that shit up. So, anyways, she has Tom Lang on as her guest on episode 2, which I thought was interesting because he says, "Yeah, we heard that, this is no one's ever heard this before. That someone that what was his name? Oh, that she says, Nicole says, my keys went missing. I'm pretty sure OJ stole the keys to the house. This was 10 days before the murder." And Kim's like, what? We've never heard that. He's like, no, it didn't make it into the trial, into the court, whatever. And wouldn't you know, lo and behold, when he's picked up with what's his name 10 days later in the Bronco, we find her fucking keys on him. It's like, what? And then Skip Junis is the guy, saw Simpson at the airport jamming all that shit from the bag into the fucking garbage can. They never found the shoes he was wearing, the fucking
Those
clothes,
ugly-ass shoes.
ugly-ass shoes.
Bruno Molly's.
I wouldn't be caught dead in those ugly-ass shoes. Oh, yeah? Well, NBC sports photographer has, here's 60 photos of you in those ugly-ass shoes.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, this guy's like, yeah, I saw him get out of the limo, unzip a bag, just enough to get his hand in there and just start throwing shit in the garbage. They never found the knife, the clothes, nothing. And everybody's like, yeah, if it didn't go with Kardashian, it ended up in that fucking garbage can. So, yeah. And then the whole, Furman thing. Tom Lang, I guess, talks about how Furman just fucked it when he was on the stand. Remember, he took the fifth. Yeah. Because when they found out about did you ever say the N-word or anything racist? He's like, nope, not in the last 10 years. Hell no. I'm like, well. And then it was like, plead the fifth, fifth. Because, he perjured himself.
That hurt.
They're like, did you plant evidence to sting OJ for murder? Fifth. You can't take the fifth, man.
Yeah, you kind of want to hear, no, I didn't.
Fuck no. So, yeah, man, I don't know. I'm still kind of glad, though, that we have these kind of people floating around there. It's kind of nice to...
Yeah, it's fun.
You know what I mean? Bill Cosby. Like, Bill Cosby's giving parenting advice. Hey, it's me, Father of the Year. Starts it out with, hey. It's like, you clueless, self-absorbed fucking morons.
That's just it. They're sociopaths. They're just...
Is that what it is? Yikes are the responses to and they're the same for OJ. Oh my God, no. One Twitter says, oh my God, no. Hey, it's America's dad. What? You're in prison for raping women. Hey. 45,000 views and only 378 likes. I think it's safe to say America fired you, Pops. Not so much dad as the creepy uncle we all stopped inviting to Thanksgiving. You're still not invited, Bill. One guy just says, this is not going to go well. hey, it's time for you to go away. It's like, dude, but yeah, it's ego, right? That's all it is. Fuck.
I think he should be ashamed of himself. I think he should go into the background.
Agreed.
Great man like that. Can't even speak out. Don Sterling, man. I fear we're not going to hear shit from him because that had all the elements.
What's Sterling's status? He's just
almost
being
dead
shit.
Still.
Yeah, still almost dead. He hasn't rallied.
No, and I don't see a rally coming. No. Really don't. I don't. But, dude, it had all the elements of breaking through that epic circus level. You had the racism thing.
Yeah, no, it was right there. It was
the Magic Johnson brawl.
I didn't give him those days. Circus there for a while. What more did you expect? I mean, what more could Don have brought us? Well, just more years of ownership of the LA Clippers.
It was like he fucking... Is
that what you're saying?
He took his own advice. I think he should be ashamed of himself. I think he should go off into the background. Yeah. You know?
I like to help minorities.
I'll have to read this later, but actually this came out in April. There's an article here about like inside the Clippers' final days with Don Sterling as an owner.
Oh, excellent. Yeah, why don't you forward that to me?
Yeah, I will.
Yeah, we might need to take a little gander at that.
There's some interesting stuff in that.
You know, I mean, when V got on the scene with the face
Stiviano.
shield. Yeah, and the roller skates.
It's great.
Oh, it was just, it felt like the good old days, didn't it? You know, good old
see,
school
here's
old
what's happening
man.
here, though.
He's racist but doesn't even know it.
There's some nostalgia going on here because I think what happens is now you look back on things, but honestly, like every one of these things to me, when they're happening after a period, it's just like, oh my fucking god, I
No,
get
you're
it
right,
every
you're right.
fucking day, and it happens with every sort. Tiger Woods back in the day,
Yeah, but
Charlie Sheen, all these things. If you're
Fucking
doing something
Trump,
like
you know?
right,
Trump's a great example. You're just like, enough. And
And
then
at
in like
some
10
point-
years,
Yeah.
you'll be like, oh my God, can you believe he did that? That was
yeah,
hilarious.
I know, but Trump, there's elements that can kind of bog. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, we're acting like this is the biggest story in the world because he said this or he spelled that wrong. You didn't have a Lawrence bringing juice, tending to this man with juice. You know, that if that's always, you know, I believe the sword, slay the
I'm going to draw my sword and slay the bastards.
That was said, right? That wasn't made up by us. I didn't give him those AIDS is a quote. He just called it those AIDS.
He's got AIDS.
And I didn't give him those AIDS.
I think he should be ashamed of himself. I think he should go into the background. And when he had those AIDS, I went to my synagogue and I prayed for him.
Sure.
Dude, think about that for a second. He said when he had those AIDS,
Yeah.
he called AIDS those AIDS.
I know, it is great.
It's you know, don't just throw that away like, yeah, we've heard it so many times, it's not remarkable anymore. It's remarkable. When he had those AIDS.
He then wondered aloud what the hell Magic Johnson had ever done.
What has he done? Can you tell me? Big Magic Johnson, what has he done?
Well,
and he's talking about his work versus Magic's works for inner cities, black communities, you know. And when he had those AIDS, he went to his synagogue and prayed for him. He did not. That's a fucking lie.
right.
He did not. I don't know what his beef is with MJ, but it's there. And so those elements, and then it stopped cold.
Did he just not?
And he's just
like
gonna
that he was
die.
Getting
Yeah.
pussy? Like honestly, like that's what it seemed. He's like, what, remember a lot of that was like, what kind of person is this in the community to go around and be having sex with all these women and stuff? Like,
Yeah.
he just didn't
didn't want his girl posting it on Instagram, right? What Instagram was his real hang.
right. The
I don't know-
pictures.
whatever
The
reason.
pictures with the blacks.
Yeah,
they
you
bothered
can
him.
fuck them, go vacation with them,
Right.
go to games with them. Don't post on Instagram. Like, I don't know if he had early investments in Facebook or what, but
Everybody has their lines, you know?
yeah.
That was his.
Seemed like a weird line to draw, really against one man, and that's Magic Johnson. You know,
And he has a wife too. Like his wife was
All
involved,
right.
and she
Shelley,
was trying
right?
to.
Shelley?
fucking A, Shelley. Yes, Shelley, who's going? He's insane.
Yeah.
Stop putting a camera in his face, please.
She swoops in and sells the thing.
And then to top it off, never said the N word once.
Hmm.
There's no tape that I'm aware of
Right.
where Donald drops the N bomb.
The
They
thing
took
is,
his toys away. They
that
took his.
audio was taken by her. Like it wasn't even like legally obtained in any way. Like
Right.
it was
Yeah.
it was illegally.
Surreptitiously recorded.
It's a remarkable story. It really is, and I
It was
fear
fun. It was fun.
It was
for a while.
fun. You got to admit,
But that famous interview was by Anderson Cooper, who's in the news today.
absolutely.
Anderson's
Nice
mother.
segue,
Anderson's
sir.
mother passed
Can't
away.
believe it. Why did the,
She was
only the
95.
good die young?
Gloria Vanderbilt.
Yeah, poor woman. What a weird life.
Yes.
That socialite, like,
Yeah.
I don't. I think people are taking issue with that socialite term now, sexist. You know, but wasn't she like the definition of
I think she was. She was absolutely.
a Vanderbilt? You know, iconic New York socialite. God, what a fucked up, weird. Like your job is to go to parties and stuff
Yeah.
and just be like, oh my, be snobbish, I
Yes.
guess. But she acted a little bit.
Sure.
Kind of got the, I mean, kind of a whore, I think.
Well, it was the fashion line too, right?
She didn't make the jeans you wore to school, E, did
No,
she?
those are chic or chic, depending on your pronunciation.
Yeah, but she made them.
I remember Jordache and Vanderbilts and
What did-
chicks. Those are big in the
Oh yeah.
late 70s, early 80s.
Well, Jordache had the iconic horse.
They did have the iconic horse.
Can't beat the horse. Guess had the triangle that was dope. Male and female alike appreciated the guess. What was hers? Hers had something too
I don't know, man.
in her design. It was Let's see, what was it?
I'll Bing it. Hold on.
She's emblazoned with a swan and her name. Yep, I think you'll recognize it. And then Chic had the cursive E. Correct me if I'm wrong. Your Chic jeans had the CHIC
On the buttocks.
on the buttocks.
No back pocket, right? Was that the telltale
don't
sign you were wearing girls' jeans?
Oh, the telltale sign was when someone told me I was, but
You know what those must have looked like on him too, because they're cut for a woman's frame, so they must have looked like he was a polo rider.
For any new listeners, Isis told a story. What back in
It's one of my
first
favorites.
eighth grade or second, where you accidentally
first seventh grade.
First seventh grade.
Dude, the one thing is like, there's just too much. If you wanted to, you could do like a lot of my time there at that Child of Christ like Christian school I had, because there was just a lot that happened in
Yeah,
reality.
some
And it's
awkward
like,
days.
And the thing is, like, I'm dealing with the fact that like these kids, like 90% of the class, it was like one of those one eighth grade, one third grade, so they didn't have, and so 90% of those people had been with each other all the way from first to fucking seventh
Some
grade.
new kid comes
and
in
I just
wearing
come
chick
in
jeans.
Looking like a
dude.
transgender student. Before it was cool.
I know.
You know what I mean?
Right now, I could have just been like, "Hey,
You were way before your time.
Oh
mate.
yeah.
exactly."
Yep.
But, yeah.
Woke
So
as fuck. You were a woke bay early.
well, I for some reason, I don't know why in seventh grade I'm sharing a room with my sister still, but I am. And then I wake up, and the thing was, I was really my sister. It was like, now I think it was a combination. My sister was always really tall, and I was really short until right after my first eighth grade. Like I was like still like 5 feet. I grew like fucking almost a foot, in
Wait,
1 year.
between
one time.
first eighth grade and second eighth
Yeah,
grade, like the summer
yes.
between.
I was like seriously went from like 5'3" to like 6'2" in
Yeah.
like a freaking
Wow. So that's
Yeah.
when that sneech-like
yeah,
body
just
became.
freaking right. So my point is, like, my sister was always really tall, and I was kind of still short, and I just put these jeans
Just
on.
grab some denim, man. There's
Yeah.
some denim. I'm
Yeah.
putting these on.
And then
got
the problem
tall,
was
found some new
right.
jeans.
And then the other problem was that this Christian school still had like a recess. So I went out to recess, and
yeah, and there it was.
There it was.
Blazoned
Yeah.
on
Like-
the buttock.
That's cut for a woman's hips, man.
I know. I didn't fucking know.
Yeah.
I don't know how it. I don't know how it survived that.
I don't either.
I don't.
No,
really-
I think the
did
only-
you? I mean,
Yeah, I mean, the problem was it was a weird thing because they only had the one class. So like, I mean, I did end up becoming friends with a lot of the, I mean, yeah, by the end I was fine. It's just
Yeah.
one of the people.
Yeah.
I mean, weirdo. I'm not saying I wasn't a weirdo, but I wasn't. There was people I made fun of even, and it was still a class, dude.
Wow.
So like, forget this kid. I felt bad about it. Like this kid wore the same fucking jean shorts and shirts like every fucking day. And then we went on this trip to Chicago, like a class trip, but the family like drove them.
Yeah.
So we all were in separate cars. I got in the fucking typical me, putting my foot in my mouth. I got in the fucking car. The one kid I could make fun of, like out of the guys, I was doing, of course, and I forget
Yeah.
his name now, but I really
Do you remember
do.
what some of your work was?
I mean, it was all just generic stuff and making fun of the fact that he wore the same clothes every fucking, which is true, dude. Seriously, same shirt, same jean shorts, unless he had 5 versions of them. Like he was like a fucking cartoon character.
this is a
Yeah, it
private
was-
school, so
yeah.
his parents are paying for this.
Yeah,
so you know
dude.
He's
Oh, it was
dirt poor.
yeah, dude. It was no, for sure.
So did you go to that level? Was it always like you're wearing the same clothes every day, or did you
I
do
didn't even
like,
say it
hey,
to
what are
him.
you,
I think
Charlie
things were
Brown,
always
wearing the
behind,
same shirt every
things
day?
were always behind people's backs. It wasn't like to him per se. But I got in the car one time and I was just like making, just the first person to start making the jokes to somebody like, we're in Chicago and so and so, and then fucking his mom was sitting in the front seat. Fucking Christ! And then I had to sit there and be like, I meant in a joking manner or something. I don't
Yeah,
know.
she didn't buy that.
No,
Didn't buy that at all.
but yeah, the jeans. Yeah,
Nice being a pussy bully. Like you
Yeah, everything's
talk
behind the
behind
kid's
the
back.
kid's back.
Yeah.
You're like
I mean,
the
that's how
worst
everyone. I
bully
don't know.
ever.
That was just what I just did. What other people were doing. To be honest with you, I was just trying. I was trying to fit in myself, so I was just doing.
But
what
you know how bad it made you feel, Edie.
But
so
I
you
wasn't
would think
there.
empathy
I don't know,
existed
man.
then.
I don't know what the situation was, but
Yeah.
I was just doing what they were doing. So
I got to be honest. I don't recognize the Gloria Vanderbilt logo so much.
It was probably expensive.
Yeah.
Some New York fashion, because I don't really remember that. I remember the Swan. Maybe that's another pair of jeans.
Certainly remember the name and it being a big deal back then.
Right. But she's got a weird, her Anderson Cooper's her kid. She had another kid. What was his name? Carter. And Carter was a few years older than Anderson. He's the one that committed suicide.
Okay.
She was married 4 times in front of her.
Oh shit.
Dude, yeah. So she's got a high rise in New York, and he was on some medication for asthma. She thinks that's what did it. Like an inhaler. I'm like, okay, never
Maybe.
heard that one, but sure. And I guess he's sitting on the ledge, dangling his feet over, And she's standing there talking to him. And she's like, Carter, what are you doing? And he's like, what did he say to her? He wakes up around 7 o'clock, and he's like, what's going on? What's going on? He keeps asking her, what's going on? He then went out on the terrace, sat on the ledge with his feet dangling over the edge as his mom helplessly stood by watching. At one point, he asked her, what's the number of my therapist? And she's like, I can't remember. And he's like, fuck you, recites the number of the therapist, and then over the edge. And she's
How many
like,
floors?
I don't, enough to
Sure. Smithereens.
smithereens, yeah. So yeah, she said he was hanging there on the wall. So he leaps over and he's hanging. So this is a tense scene. You can
Yeah.
imagine, you know, the drama.
It's where you wish you had a lasso, right? Righty?
Yeah. This is where, if this is a made-for-TV movie, we go to commercial. You know what I
okay.
mean? Or this is a cliffhanger, end of season.
Where she yells, Carter, no!
Carter, no! And you just see Knuckles on the ledge, right?
And you're like, holy shit, man. Is he going to
Yeah.
do it?
Who shot JR?
Oh.
Did Carter hang on?
Yeah.
Right? And so she's like, oh, he was hanging on like a bar in a gymnasium. Carter, come back. And for a minute, I thought he'd swing back up, but instead he let go. Yeah. And then she's like, okay, I guess I'll just do it too. And then she was like, oh, fuck, I got that gay one, Anderson. He's still there.
Yeah, he needs me.
He's going to need me too.
Yeah, because he's gay.
Yeah, I don't know if she knew. But yeah, so I was there when he did it. And Carter wasn't himself. It was the medication. Snapped him into another dimension.
Dude, I've never thought about it, but when you
And
say
by
it-
the way, hold on, let me
Okay.
finish that angle of
Okay.
it, and I'll let you speak. Carter's death marked, that's when Gloria and Cooper stopped celebrating Christmas. So I don't know why they took that out on Jesus' birthday.
Interesting.
Yeah, I've never heard of anything like that. But
Huh.
doesn't that seem a bit
Yeah, I wonder
odd?
if it was just too painful. If they had such fond memories with Carter.
They probably had fond memories of him at Thanksgiving too,
Yeah,
but
maybe. I don't know.
I mean, I'm assuming Halloween carried on.
Well, we'd have to ask Anderson now because
Yeah.
Gloria's gone, unfortunately, at the spry young age of 95.
Almost made it. But Anderson had this death video obit piece ready to go.
Oh, sure. You've got this.
Yeah. I mean, I've got
In
my
the
mom's,
hopper.
I've had my mom's in the hopper for years, just in case. You know, it drops. It's 5 minutes after she dies. We make the announcement. Bang, CNN. And so Anderson did that, dropped one of these videos, and talking about her life. But at the very end of it, you know how
I
Anderson
bet he
that
called her mother till the last day, right?
guarantee.
Hello, mother.
Mother.
Mother. Mother.
Mother,
Like
father,
Arrested Development.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mother.
That is so weird. The mother-father
Yes,
thing.
dude.
It's what's weirder, first name or mother-father?
Mother, father. It's so creepy. My boys will do that just to creep me out sometimes. Hello,
Fa-
father. I'm like,
See, but if they called you Jay, that'd be even weird. Hey, Jay, has anyone seen Jay? Like,
yeah, that is.
yeah, no.
Mother.
I call my dad dude. What up, dude? That's what he calls me.
Gotcha.
It's not weird. So Anderson, but Anderson's got that really, I want to say gay, but I don't want to be insulting. But laugh that
Oh, I'm not familiar.
oh, Anderson, Bing Anderson Cooper giggling.
Really?
Like he gets on a kick and he
I
can't
didn't
stop.
know he was programmed to giggle, to be
He
honest.
can giggle without being tickled.
Huh.
Okay, and he just learned that his mother had the same giggle as him.
Oh, how nice.
How would he
mother,
not-
mother.
And so while she's dying in bed, she's like, hee hee hee, and he's giggling
And
too.
he
And it's,
just learned this. She's
I know.
95.
you're not aware of Anderson Cooper's giggling?
I don't watch this shit, so I don't. I mean, I've seen
Go
him.
ahead.
I guess I'll just click on this one for now.
Sure.
Oh, here.
I haven't watched him enough to.
He's a nervous giggler, and he can't stop once he starts.
Time now for the ridiculous, and tonight I gotta do it. I'm adding myself again for losing it on air again on last night's Ridiculous. On last night's Ridiculous, we added anyone who missed out on Dingus Day, a little-known holiday. It sounds like a lot of fun. Now, for the record, I didn't put the holiday itself on the Ridiculous. It was anyone who missed out on the holiday, for the record. Now, I started giggling about halfway through last night's Ridiculous. Take a look.
The quirky little rituals include boys sprinkling girls that they fancy with water, and the girls striking back with a tap from a pussy willow branch.
What? Look at him. Look at him.
I'm not going to let you do this one. Sorry.
It's over now.
That's it. That's
Yeah.
it.
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to get it back.
So stupid. Torture.
God, that's a weird little giggle. Yes, that's a weird giggle. Little high-pitched thing.
Let it out.
He can't stop.
That is hard though. Once you get on a roll like that.
All right, now, if
and
you
know
notice
you gotta
in the
compose
midst of the giggle,
yourself.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, so Isis, I believe you have it. Part of the closing of the video, he learns that his mom giggles like that, and so you hear the two of them giggling together.
Oh my god.
It's kind of funny. But I'm with you. Took 95 years to figure that out. Yeah, Isis.
yeah, I did. I just couldn't find it.
Boy, she looked great for 95.
No, that's not 95.
Later, she made a joke.
Oh,
and
That's
shit.
95.
giggling.
Oh,
I never
God.
knew that we had
Take
the
her,
exact
Lord.
same giggles.
Take her.
I recorded it, and
It's
it
time.
makes me
Take her,
giggle every
Lord.
time I watch it.
Yeah, they're related.
Yeah.
Jeez. Oh, take her,
Of
God.
all the things, yeah, she needed to go, right? Because you saw that picture. It was kind of rude of him to do, right?
It's a tough profile.
Yeah, to have that picture image that we saw, and then
that's how I'm going to remember her.
yeah, straight to the death video.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, Gloria.
she was the original. They say trial of the century, I believe, when Reginald Claypool Vanderbilt, Reginald Claypool, yes. Gloria Morgan Vanderbilt. She lived a glamorous, charmed life, darling of New York's high society. Childhood had this really bitter battle, contentious battle. Like Reginald died when Gloria was just one, leaving her in the care of her mother, Gloria Morgan. He was an alcoholic who died of cirrhosis and left behind a mountain of debt, which took away a lot of their fortune. What was left was $5 million in a trust fund for Gloria and the older half-sister. Gloria, 20 at the time, meant she was too young to take this money yet. Instead, the city issued her $4,000 in monthly installments to care for her daughter. She used it on partying instead. So when she's 10, her Aunt Gertrude sues her mom for custody of her, claiming she's an unfit mother. And so the tabloids get involved. They dub her the poor little rich girl. So that's where she gets the nickname Poor Little Rich Girl. That was blasted all over the headlines at the time. It got so ugly, Jay. Whitney accused Gloria Morgan of being a lesbian.
Oh, my.
Ooh, back then.
Yeah. And then Whitney accused, let's see, in turn, she claimed Whitney's art, which was full of nudism, would influence her daughter. You imagine this playing out in the high society New York world? Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, rest in peace. I mean,
Absolutely, yeah. Best wishes to all the Coopers and Vanderbilts.
yes, all of them, all their weird names. What do I want to get to? Do we need to take a break today?
It's up to you, Michael.
Spot? I mean, we can keep going. Spot. I thought this was interesting. I read a little Ben Shapiro. Is he the Daily Caller?
I don't know.
Is Ben Shapiro? I think he is. He's conservative. Talks like the guy on the Micro Machines commercials from our childhood. Had that really speedy.
Yeah, he's a fast
talking.
talker for sure. Daily
Yep.
Wire.
Daily Wire. Okay. I saw trending on Twitter today that this kid Kyle Kashuv was being his admittance into Harvard was being rescinded. Right? Don't see that very often. Seemed like he was
This is the Parkland kid.
yes,
Parkland shooting survivor.
yes, but not the David Hoggs of the world.
Right, he was on the other side of things, right?
Yeah.
He was a big Second Amendment guy.
Conservative, pro-conservative thinker. And so all of a sudden, student classmates of his that didn't agree with his political beliefs started outing shit that he did in high school. And I guess they had a group of guys that would talk shit, try to shock each other, stupid shit that 16-year-olds do, right? and I guess they were saying racist things. They were throwing out racist names, all to sensationalize and over. This was all. None of this was public, by the way. This isn't like a Google document that was shared amongst a group of guys. And I don't know that we ever did anything like that.
No, I don't ever recall shouting out racist.
Well,
things.
I'm trying to think because you can get in trouble now for just singing along to an NWA song if you're white, right? So a lot of these guys, what they do is they quote their favorite songs, you know, and it's like, oh my God, it's so misogynistic calling her a bitch and blah. It's like, well, sort of,
Right.
You know, or they're just, you know, strawberry is the neighborhood hoe. You know what I mean? What are you gonna do?
Well put.
And so, you know, she's sucking dicks for crack. I mean, she's the, you know, he's the dope man, you know, can I get another hit? Yo, bitch, suck my dick. You know what I mean? Like, those were things that I would quote now,
Yeah.
but I don't mean it. I don't know any strawberries.
nothing
Certainly not
personal.
neighborhood hoes. I don't even think there is a neighborhood hoe.
There was a strawberry, though, in the Detroit area. Remember the murdered young
Mayor.
neighborhood hoe?
Was she part of the mayor's party?
Yeah, dude. That's the whole rumor, the Kwame Kilpatrick death.
Yeah.
Fucking people.
Wasn't she
Strawberry.
slapped upside the head by Mrs. Kilpatrick?
Yeah, I think a baseball bat may have been involved. That's the allegation, the rumor.
Yeah. So this kid is Harvard has said no to you. You're not get to come to our school now because of these documents that have been made public. So he started a thread, and people are picking up on it. Harvard rescinded my acceptance.
Wait, you said there's legit documents? Like you said a Google document? I thought you were joking.
No, it was. It sounds like something that. And he
What a bunch of
explains it.
nerds. They're sharing racist shit via Google Docs.
Something like that.
God damn it.
I know, right?
Nerd!
I think there were texts too. So they were in text form and this and that.
Oh my gosh.
So 3 months after being admitted to Harvard, class of 2023, he was taking a gap year, of course, as one's known to do. Harvard has decided to rescind my admission over texts and comments made nearly 2 years ago, months prior to the shooting. Does that matter?
No.
Yeah, it comes up a lot. It's like, well, here's what happened. A few weeks ago, I was made aware of egregious and callous comments classmates and I made privately years ago when I was 16 years old in an attempt to be as extreme and shocking as possible. I immediately apologized. After I issued this apology, speculative articles were written. My peers used the opportunity to attack me, and my life was once again reduced to a headline. It sent me in one of the darkest spirals of my life. After the story broke, former peers and political opponents began contacting Harvard, urging them to rescind me. Harvard then sent this letter stating that Harvard reserves the right to withdraw an offer of admission, requested written explanation within 72 hours. Can't you just go, yeah, dumb fucking hormonal 16-year-old kids. What more do you want them to say? I mean, what kid? I need explanation for each one of these. It's like,
I guess I got to know what was actually happening. Like, what, you know what I mean? What were they really doing? I don't get it. Like,
I
Need
could
full context here.
Yeah, I don't. You could probably Bingham Kyle Kashuv, Kashuv. Some of them have been made public. Some of the texts and comments they've made, and I don't doubt they're horrible. I don't. But anyway, I also sent an email to the Office of Diversity and Inclusion to seek guidance on how to right this wrong and work with them once I was on campus. And so he's got this letter that he writes to the Office of Inclusion. Fuck. And he's like, and he comes clean with it. He's like, look, a couple years ago, before the mass shooting that occurred at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas, it's in the first sentence there, I don't know why again, but I was part of a group in which we used abhorrent racial slurs. We did so out of a misplaced sense of humor. We treated the words themselves as though they bore little weight and used them only for their shock value. Looking back, I cannot recognize that person. I make absolutely no excuse for those comments. Well, yeah, the shock value. You just made excuses.
Yeah.
I'm not ragging you for it, but it's Harvard bound. I mean,
I know, man.
It seems like I said them, and I regret them deeply. I bore no racial animus whatsoever. The context was a group of adolescents trying to use the worst words and say the most insane things imaginable. My intent was never to hurt anyone. I do not have access to the electronic record of that conversation. I've only seen what appeared in the media. When reminded of the comments, I immediately apologized publicly, knowing that there would be an immediate media uproar, given that I've become a public figure over the past year. I didn't remember his name, I got to be honest with you.
Yeah, I didn't remember his name either, but I do remember him existing.
Yes, and only because he was the one taking
Yeah,
the
he's
other
the counter.
Yes.
To hog, etc.
That uproar did ensue, and I have continued to accept responsibility. I accept fully the resulting legitimate criticism. I am entirely embarrassed and do not recognize the person that wrote those things. I will hope to enter Harvard as a more mature member of the community, with 3 years and many life experiences between the foolish child who said those things 2 years ago and the man I am today. And the man I wish to become in the future. But I realize there's always more I can do to understand and learn about the struggle and pain of minority communities in America and worldwide. I'm open to any advice. What can I do?
Meet with community leaders. That's number one for sure, right?
Whose and how many dicks do I need to suck and or butts do I need to kiss once I get into the Office of Inclusion and Diversity? Just tell me how many. What's the number? I plan to visit your office when I arrive at Harvard in the fall of 2020 after I complete my gap year. And their response was let's see what their response was not terribly long. It was just yeah, cool, man, good. They were
luck to
like response, yeah. They what did they say? It was funny because they're just like, yeah, cool, man. Just Google shit on the internet. You can see how to help minorities and stuff. Anyway, see you in 2020. All right, peace. Like that's literally what their thing was. What they said was thank you for your email. We appreciate your thoughtful reflections and look forward to connecting with you upon your matriculation in the fall of 2020.
Love that word. That's the best.
Matriculation?
Yes.
Yeah. What does it mean? What are they trying to be snobby about?
Well, it's like you joining our roles, signing up to be part of our classes.
So would the Detroit cast, would we be matriculating right now?
Matriculating as members of the Detroit cast, yeah.
Fuck, we should use that.
Isn't that great?
Yeah, that is great. We need to.
I also like
incorporate that.
Lispy sprites, by the way. Don't forget that one.
I
so
do too.
matriculation, Lispy sprites. If we could work those in, guys.
It's excellent.
Yes.
I agree. After receiving Harvard's letter revoking my acceptance, I responded by asking for the opportunity to have an in-person meeting. Harvard responded by declining my meeting request. Harvard deciding that someone can't grow, especially after a life-altering event like the shooting, is deeply concerning. If any institution should understand growth, it's Harvard, which is looked to as the pinnacle of higher education despite its checkered past. Throughout its history, Harvard's faculty has included slave owners, segregationists, bigots, anti-Semites. If Harvard is suggesting that growth isn't possible, that our past defines our future, Harvard is an inherently racist institution, but I don't believe that. And then, Ben goes on to talk about his credentials. Is he deserving to be there? He's got like what do they call that? A weighted GPA of 5.345.
Wow.
3.9 GPA, scored second in his class, 1550 on the SATs.
Before you go much further, he probably knows better than we do what matriculate means, because apparently it is limited to enrollment at a university. Although we could go to the second meaning, which is Scottish, which is great. We'll take this. Recording in an official register. So while we are members of the Detroit cast, we are not matriculated as members
In Scotland we are.
unless we're going to record ourselves in an official register. Jesus, would you like to produce our official register so we can matriculate,
How do I do
sir?
that? How do I do that?
Well, we can talk about it.
He's
on
going to
the
have
show.
to get a stamp. This is going to need to
It's be wax sealed,
Gotcha.
stamped, ribboned under the wax, please.
every day?
Let's make it official. Do it with a
Like,
top
do I have
hattie.
to, write down what you guys say every day or something, or what? I don't know.
We need an official register is the point.
Oh,
we're going to need a, what do they call that thing with the lady with the stamp? Not lady necessarily, but
Notary? A
notary
public?
Yeah, notary public, right? Obviously a witness, notary public. I'm seeing, I like the wax idea.
I would think so.
Yeah.
I think we need all of the above.
Sure.
So Shapiro's totally defending this guy, of course.
Sure.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Well, again, I'm sort of to Easis's point.
I don't really know what this is.
I think
the
you
only
need,
thing I
like-
found. I have no idea what this even.
Yeah, you need like full context as to what we're talking about. This is one example. It's pretty bad. I would say I've never ever done something like that. And so
Yeah.
to say just that's what kids do. They make racist jokes and they do these things. Look, there's shit I've done in my past that I wish I hadn't and is
Right.
embarrassing. But it's not like that. It's not racist shit.
Yeah.
And so again, I don't think it's fair, realistic to just sweep that under the rug and just ignore it. And also, man, I mean, is there anywhere more competitive than Harvard in terms of, people trying to get in and
True.
the pool of candidates they have? So, I mean,
Well,
next,
you remember
you did that? Next.
Well, you know, when I had typing class and I didn't like it, and my mom got all mad at me, and maybe you don't come out of this fucking, I don't care what you type, you fucking type blah blah blah, and I wrote
But you didn't choose
my
the
mom
N-word.
No, I know, but my mom is a fucking bitch from hell. My mom is a fucking bitch from hell, and I typed that for pages like that. That's all I typed. She was like, "Good, finally did your homework," and then went in the other room and laughed her ass off at what a fucking smart ass piece of shit her son was. I do not believe my mom is a fucking bitch from hell. I really don't. I never have.
Yeah.
But mad, sure. The thought "fucking bitch from hell" has popped in my head clearly, time or two. But I didn't really mean it. It's not my heart of hearts.
Yeah, we don't know what Kyle meant either. So that my point, my original point was I need full context if you're asking me to make a judgment on this, and I don't know. I'm just saying, like, shit, I never thought to type out a bunch of racist shit
Me
and
either.
joke about it with my
No.
friends, you know?
Me either, but there were levels of maturity. You would think that Harvard would be, the kids that are going to get accepted into Harvard are on a different level than I was, you know. But Deuce could be pretty fucking out there, right? Deuce had a wild side to him. He could be reckless. I'm not saying, you know, I'm not going to go, you know, he's typing the N-word on a bunch on a paper, but there was levels of maturity between guys like me and guys like you. You were as fucking crazy as you could be. You were much less than me and Troy, or as far as like going over the line. Like, we really crossed some lines that really not to be proud of. But I'm able to look at that and go, stupid motherfuckers at 16 years old we were just dumb, immature, and did really shitty, shameful things. But I wouldn't want them to define my existence
Yeah,
forever.
it's too bad, right? Where
I
this
know.
guy's existence is being defined by what he's done in the past.
Yeah, and I know you have a different stance on that. I get it, but you know, when you look at what a kid's done and he goes, "Holy shit!" He didn't wait. He didn't go, "It wasn't me. I'm someone stole my identity," like a lot of these assholes do. He went, "You know what? I do remember that. It's fucking awful. I don't even recognize it. We were going for shock value." Like, he did all the things you can do.
Yeah, he did.
He went and he apologized. He did this. He did that. And you know, these guys on the whole have been untouchable. You can, in the media, you can't fucking touch David Hogg. You can't fucking touch Lopez or whatever the fuck her name was. You can't make fun of the way they look, the way they sound, the stupid, retarded shit that comes out of their mouths as young kids.
Yeah.
Retarded shit that makes no sense. They're heroes. But one of the kids on the right, yeah, we could fucking destroy his life, and it's cool. Mainstream media doesn't have any problem with that. Seems a bit unfair.
Well, I guess what you'd have to see to really compare the two is if David Hogg had a similar document in his past, and to see if that made a difference to his admission somewhere.
Yeah.
Because, you know, yeah, they're kids speaking out for gun control, but that's a lot different. Saying dumb things in that context is a lot different than apparently what's
Yeah.
here with this kid.
I mean, yeah.
You know, and you're right. It seems like he, on paper, did all the right things and all the right apologies and so forth. He's setting up to meet with community leaders, and that's great.
Yeah.
But, you know, Harvard, again, they've got 1 million kids lined up, and it's like, you know.
How many school shooting victims,
Not comfortable with
survivors
this
do
kid.
they have?
Not comfortable with this dude anymore. Next.
Yeah, I think it goes further than that. We've seen, you know, Harvard recently pussed out with remember the husband and wife team.
Hold on, wait. You're saying that they're ditching him because he has conservative views. Why'd they even let him in the first place? Because he was known at that time, right?
I don't know how well he was known.
Well, I thought he was admitted after the shooting and after all that.
Yeah, but was he a celebrity? Was he a known? Was he a?
I remember this kid, like, right off the bat, that there was this counter to this
Yeah.
other group, to the Hogs of the world. There was this kid countering that.
Yeah.
So,
No,
if they admitted him originally, like, I don't see the conspiracy and
Yeah.
he's right wing, get rid of him.
Yeah, I don't know, man. But they've done, you know, it's other students pressing them to rescind is what I have a problem with, and then falling on that, like the inmates running the asylum kind of thing, because the other students there got really pissed off. Remember the two professors who were going to defend Harvey Weinstein? I was
Oh,
like,
right, yeah.
oh my God, this is triggering. Like, Harvard,
was Harvard,
Law
right?
School, dude.
Yeah.
Harvard Law School. You know, that's a real problem when it's like, if you don't understand the basics of that thing and you're willing to give in to the mob mentality
Mm-hmm.
and rescind their fucking ability to work there. The Yale professors, husband and wife again, who said, you know, maybe students should not take it so seriously, Halloween costumes. fucking fired, man.
Yeah.
Blown the fuck out.
Yeah, no,
Remember
there's no
the
question.
white
They
teacher?
lean hard left. There's no question about that.
And he points out Brett Weinstein, Evergreen College.
Weinstein.
Is it Weinstein or Weinstein?
Weinstein.
Always?
Him and his brother have been on a million Rogan episodes.
Oh, have they? Evergreen College?
Yep.
Is that a good school? I don't know
I
much
think it's
about
out
Evergreen.
Washington State, something like that.
Okay. His wife, Heather Hying, forced out over his refusal to stop teaching on the day of absence. They wanted white teachers not to show up and teach that day.
Right.
I don't remember what the point was, but he was like, suck a dick. No, I'm not doing that. I'm a teacher at this university or college. I'm going to be here. Anyway, whatever. You're probably better off, kid, not going to Harvard. Fuck them.
Yeah, right.
How we doing for email?
Oh, we
Jenny?
do have some email. Before we get to that, hey, you have an annual physical to make sure you're healthy, or at least you should. What do you do each year to make sure that you remain financially fit? Our friend Mark Leibovitz at LPL Financial specializes in thoughtful and objective investment guidance designed to keep your finances in shape. So call Mark today, 248-626-2000, and ask for Mark.
Securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor. Member FINRA SIPC.
All right, getting to email. You'll have to tell me what this is all about. Apparently this took place on the last show. E is right and Mike is dead wrong?
Okay, next. Clearly, this guy is.
I mean, this
That's,
doesn't
that's
sound
all we need
like
from the email. Just move on.
Doesn't sound like a
It's good enough
valid
for me.
email to me. The whole premise seems
which-
flawed.
Good enough for the. Good
which
enough.
Fady sent this?
Yeah, right. FrancisFady@gmail.com. Excuse my email from my phone, but in your absence, Jay, Mike made a fool of himself, and he was talking rational sense.
Yeah.
What? What? Mike claimed women USA soccer players should be making more money than the USA's men's players. Get a clue, bro, says David. Yeah, the women are way better in their league than the men are in theirs, no dispute. But that has nothing to do with the amount of viewers and sponsors that flood to the men's league, which drives up the salaries of the players. This is basic shit, man. Fuck off, Walters. P.S. Love you and get well soon.
Thank you. Well, in my defense, I did say Jay is not here. This is not fair for me to be addressing
Address the beautiful game without me. Did you talk about the over celebration?
I talked about the pitch, the over celebration. I mentioned the pitch, dude.
Good for you.
Yeah, I mean, it was troubling. No, I was reading an article about the over celebration, which I saw more of. It was fucking obnoxious.
It
Fuck
was
you.
so lame.
Dude, that's
so
fucking
lame.
Who's the dykey one that has the pinkish hair and
Rapinoe.
slides?
Megan Rapinoe.
Yeah, she the one that hates America.
That was like the 11th goal,
Dude,
and she
sliding
goes
in-
sliding in.
Playing like air guitar on her fucking leg. She looked like an asshole.
Yeah, this is not some upstart team. This is the best women's soccer team in the world. They won the last World Cup. They're probably going to win
3,
this
right?
one. Yeah, but this particular group of women probably are on the way to win another one. It was absolutely obnoxious and unwarranted. And I get it. You're in the World Cup. That's exciting. First couple goals, first 3 goals, and then you realize, haven't we all been part of athletic competitions where you're like,
Yes.
okay, I'm like playing my little sister and her friend. Like I'm not gonna,
Slam
I'm not
the
gonna
ball in her
dunk
face.
on them
Yeah.
and
Start
then
fucking
celebrate.
boom.
Like that was it. Like
In your face, bitch.
you're playing Thailand with a 5'1" goalie or whatever,
Yeah.
very clearly outmatched.
And
Okay,
the
so
Taiwanese, Jay, there were tears shed at the
they
end
were
of that game.
Thailanders, not Taiwanese.
Why are they-
Totally different places.
I was calling them Taiwanese the whole time.
Yeah, you'll want to bing that after the
Taiwan?
show.
Where's
and realize
Taiwan?
that Taiwan is completely different than Thailand.
It is?
It is.
The fuck out of here.
I know. Totally different.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
Be that as it may, you realize, like anybody does, watching this game, like, okay, this is just, we're going to destroy them. Going into the game, it was predicted this should be a 5-0 win.
Yeah.
This should be a good little warm up. Get everybody warmed up, ready to go. 5-0 should be good. We'll move on. And then they just start racking them up and celebrating, running over and doing little dances. Like,
Yeah,
act like you've been there, man.
Dude, it's the dances. Like you want to
Obnoxious.
go around like hockey player scores a goal. I don't care when it is. They're gonna circle
bump,
around,
whatever.
fist bump
Yeah.
down the bench. They're gonna hug.
Fair enough.
But to be doing shoot the duck, air guitar, slide, like, dude. And I finally seen more of it after our discussion.
It is a lesser accomplishment. Understood. That's a World Cup goal. That will go down, be marked on your career stat sheet. You scored in the World Cup. Great. But that's a lesser accomplishment. You're playing an inferior team, obviously.
Yeah.
Obviously. So what are you doing?
Yeah, it did make sense. And when
And
Ian
this, let me finish it. This group who fancies themselves as these champions for women and young girls.
Yeah.
Young girls are watching you. You know, like
Right.
like you really are inspiring to young kids. Like
tremendously,
please.
like more than most athletes.
Yeah, absolutely.
For young girls coming up, they're seeing not just like, oh my God, a girl can strap on skates and play hockey too. They're seeing women go out and be really successful and do really well. The young girls that are following them hardcore. It's like
Yeah.
the gymnastics girls.
So they're on an incredible platform.
Yeah, and they use that a lot.
It's a good example, man.
And everybody
so Bush League.
everybody that had that opinion, right, which is a valid opinion, and a lot of people didn't even have a problem with them running up the score. You know,
No, I didn't. I really didn't. I have a little bit of problem with that, but as long as goal differential is relevant to the tournament, you have to do what you do. But I would have called off the dogs at 8 or something, you know.
Yeah.
But this notion that you're going to score a goal and do anything other than just run back to half,
Yep.
and maybe fist bump somebody is ridiculous at that point.
Totally.
11-0, 12-0, 13-0.
and to have all the lesbians and all the fucking women's rights people come out going, how dare you treat these heroes like this? I don't need to hear from fucking Billie Jean King or whatever every single time a woman has any criticism of her. You know, she's going to shame people for going, looks a little classless, ladies. Act like you've been there. You ever hear that sports term?
Anybody who's ever been involved in organized sports knows that.
Yes.
You know, like,
Yes.
okay, you got them. You
Yeah.
know, like, have some class. From the age of 7, this is ingrained in you.
It's almost bully-like behavior.
It is,
You know what I mean?
man.
When you're pounding on the lesser, weaker person so much, and in you're facing them like that, it's bullying.
But it's a World Cup goal, and we've dreamt
Yeah.
of this since we were a little girl. It's a lesser accomplishment. It is.
And you know
Sorry.
what? Some people are going to take issue with that and go, Jesus Christ, thought you guys have been there before. Would have expected more. You know, my daughter is now grabbing her crotch and fucking playing air guitar when she whoops her four-year younger sister at a video game. Thanks, Rapino. I needed that. And so for them to come out, if this was men, you would never treat them like this. Bullshit. Men would absolutely get fucking called
Don't
out
you
for that.
hear
He
that
said
when
that too.
Ohio State whomps on Youngstown State or whatever in the first
Yeah.
right? It's always like, all right, I get it. You know, you need that for the scoring at the end, the ranking.
Yeah.
You need to whomp on them. That's the system. But these guys aren't fucking doing dances and shit for the 70-second point.
Choreographed,
You know?
dance celebration.
Just lame. All right, so
Stupid.
Isis has been so kind as to Bing Thailand.
Okay.
There it is, circled in red. If you
Oh,
look
I'd
to your
count that as
northwest or
Taiwanese.
northeast, I'm sorry, you'll find Taiwan sitting off the coast there.
Which one's Taiwanese?
That would be Taiwan.
Okay.
Individuals from Taiwan would be referred to as Taiwanese. North of the Philippines, we see it there.
Taipanese? Is that
Sure, I'll go.
Taipanese?
I'll go Taipanese. But Thailand, where
Taiwanese,
our
yes.
delicious drunken noodles come from.
Yes.
That would be right next to Cambodia and Nam.
Very good. Very good.
But to
Circling back to this guy's
this-
point about E, I said
was he right?
he might have been. I don't know enough about this shit. To me, on face value, the men's team, by all accounts, blows. They didn't even make the World Cup qualifying last time around, and they're probably decades away from being a championship caliber squad out of the U.S. The women's team gets all the glory. They're the ones that are on Sports Center. They're the ones that are on magazine covers. They're the ones that you guys thought last time when they won the World Cup deserved a parade. And I kind of fought that, like, well, if people want that, they'll have that. And so I was saying,
So
look,
doesn't that notion go to the same issue you're about to talk about pay? If people want that, they'll pay for it.
Well-
and then money will trickle down to the women. Isn't this a
When I
simple
read that they're
supply
getting-
and demand issue, Mike?
I don't know. Normally, I would say yes. You know more about this stuff than I do about equal pay. When I read they're getting 38 cents on the dollar to the men's team, and the men's team fucking sucks a dick. Are the men's national team selling out every place they go?
Dude, what about
I don't know.
sponsorship? What about TV? You know, are more people watching the men's team when they're on TV than the women's?
I don't know. I have no
I
idea.
think the answer is probably, but it would go. I mean, if that's the case, it is a simple issue of supply and demand, and
Yeah.
they're being paid less because of that. But
I mean,
I don't frankly know either. But these people who just say, "Oh, it's a better team," it's like, well, I could build the greatest widget on the planet. It could have lasers. It could have the best ball
that'd be
bearings
cool.
ever.
Yeah,
But
I'd
if
like
nobody
that
wants
widget.
nobody wants my widget,
But
well,
I'm under
then
the
why
impression-
do I deserve money for that?
I'm under the impression that people absolutely want your new widget. the female one.
yeah, but
And
I-
this is taking into account. Like, I'll say this: this has nothing to do with all the pictures we got of Hope Solo's blown out
Oh my
machine.
God, that
has
didn't help.
Nothing
Didn't
to
help.
do with it. Okay,
Every time you hear that name, right, you're just like,
Yeah.
roast beef.
it's a verb now.
No, but to your point, Mike, I also don't know what the women's national team brings in versus the men's. This guy seems to be conflating the national team with just men's soccer / women's soccer. Of course,
Well,
women's
yes,
soccer
I would
leagues
agree with him
are
then.
way lesser. No way are they sponsored
Right.
to the extent that men are. Men rule. I mean, this is the fucking beautiful game we're talking about.
Right.
This is the sport that the world loves. It's billions and billions of dollars fund the sport, and then there's relatively little for the women. The
So do
Women's
they-
World Cup only started, I think, in the late 80s or
So do they
early 90s.
individually get money? Like, does USA
I
US
don't know if you-
Olympics get a pile of money to support their teams?
U.S. soccer is an entity. I don't know if they
men's, women's.
well, they have men's and women's, but
Right.
U.S. soccer is the entity. I don't know what they bring in for the women versus what they bring in for the men. I don't know that.
And I would wonder if they just do it as one. Hey, we represent U.S. soccer. We're taking ad dollars for U.S. soccer, men's and women's. I don't know if it's
to
totally
some extent,
separate.
Though, you'll be able to determine that. You'll see
Yeah.
the ratings that the women get
Right,
versus men.
Tampax sponsors, versus Visa for the men's, right? I get it.
Great example. That's perfect.
Could you imagine they just have a fucking Tampax thing with a string dangling there, a graphic in the corner, and the men's have the Visa one? Oh, that'd be so insulting.
A little bit. So yeah, David, we'd have to know more about the fundamentals of the economics here. So I can't declare Mike
Wrong.
wrong or right on this.
You can't declare him right either.
You're
Take
right.
it.
It's not an
Take-
innocent
you're correct.
situation.
Take the win.
not.
Take the win. When you got it, take it. Gloat. I'll even allow you to do this.
I'm not gonna gloat.
Give me a little bit of
I
this.
wasn't even thinking I was right.
Give me a little.
There he goes. He sat back.
I couldn't name a men's player, I don't think, and they're not competitive. That was my whole point. Is like the women will be on the cover of SI.
The men are on Tuesday night, by the way. Gold Cup. Gold Cup fires up. Yeah.
There's no
Check
World
it.
Cup, but whatever.
Got to start somewhere.
Yeah,
We will save the rest for tomorrow.
they're playing for the Protective Cup. All right, let's get out of here. Happy Father's Day to you, Jay.
Oh, well, thank you. I'm
One of the finest
tickled.
fathers I know.
Wow. Well,
Yep.
now I'm blushing.
Yep.
The world's best, though.
Yeah.
Hey,
Sorry.
come on, man. You
See
really,
what I
you
can do
couldn't see
this-
what I was doing there?
See what I can do calendar year 2019 to 2020.
Sorry to end on such a sour
Dude,
note.
I was trying to, pat him up a little bit. We all know he wasn't world's greatest or best.
Well, I don't
or
mind
number
kicking
one.
people when they're down. I got to take it when I can get
He's
it.
coming off that insulting Dad Rocks year he just had, and now
I got some old man shoes.
yeah, you got some shoes. Oh, cool. You got some new kids. Great. All right, everybody. Have a great rest of the day. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll see you then.
You've been listening to the Detroit Cast with your hosts, Mike and Jay. From all of us at Radio for One Studios, thank you for listening. And as always, thank you, Detroit.
Make some sugar.